Evening all, welcome back to Factorio, and that it could be as exciting as an intro as I can possibly do. This is power gaming now. This is the edge. This is where you go to when you want to experience extreme adrenaline rushes. No, it's not. This is Factorio. It's a game you play half stoned or drunk or whatever your poison is. Welcome to Factorio. So today we are going to, and I know this interesting comments. Reading the comments on Factorio is always interesting. To answer the questions, I haven't concreted everything because I don't like concrete. It looks a bit crap. I probably should do some concrete, but hey, I need to do it. I know it's one of those little chores to do. And secondly, what's going on? Well, we're in a world that's spinning around the sun. That's spinning around again. No, I don't mean like that. Okay, so what's going on in the game? Well, it's God Almighty. This is complex. That's like going up to. That's like going up to Marvin Gaye when he was recording Let's Get It On and saying, what's happening with you? Seriously, what's up with you, bro? It's like going up to Michelangelo and saying, you're a bit weird, aren't you? It's like going up to Da Vinci and saying, hey, nice drawings, bro. It's a strange game. It's hard to quantify. It's hard to sort of explain, question mark. It's easy. It's not easy, right? So this is a game that basically will consume your soul. And I mean that. It will consume you like Satan. And I think that's the irony of this game, is it's an incredibly addictive game, as my phone buzzes continually. And I think that's actually one of the nice things about it. So what am I doing in this game? Well, I've been playing this game for so long now that the way the game starts is by mining these little patches of materials and turning them into product. And then you would have some form of ability to build plates and further products. So it's almost like transformation. So input, transformation, output. And if that's almost like the straightforward business model of everything. That everything really is that you take something, you transform it, and then you change it, and then you turn it into something else. And in some cases you add value. In some cases you just transform it and it retains its value. And as I kind of start to think now, this is a very interesting way to explain this game, but basically you would turn like these things into plates. You would then turn those plates into batteries and components and parts. And then a really nice analogy for those of you that play Eve, which I assume most of you, if not all of you, do, is that this is PI like times 10. So PI is a really good example of where you extract something, you then have a first level basic conversion of that into something else, and then you then produce another product. You then take that, you convert it again, add value to it, and turn it into something else. So that's really the supply chain, if you like, of what we do here. And that's really it. I mean, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking coal, because I need coal to put into petroleum to make plastic. I need coal to run oil refraction and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot that I need to do with coal. So coal is one of those kind of base level things that runs out. You see the copper patches, they obviously make copper, and then you have steel. And I think there's other things like uranium and stone and other, but generally that's kind of it. Now, what you're trying to do with these things is make it so that the whole thing automates. So again, a little bit like PI. Funny enough, PI, let's actually just talk about that. PI isn't automated though. PI is actually so far away from being automated, it's not even funny. Because you have to, every day or two, do something. You have to refresh silos and things like that. And the same is true in this game, but I'd probably say it's a lot less. So you're, for example, you're probably having to change your mine once every day, real life day. So, this would last, in game, it would last a very long time indeed, because of the way that the game's designed. So it is very comparable, but I think in this game it's a lot more fun. And what I'm trying to do here is just make it so that I can have multiple trains running multiple coal to a buffer. So everything I run in the game has a buffer. You can just run 1-to-1 ratio, so that would mean you have one train, one mine, one train, turns up, gets filled, then drives to the place, and then unloads, and off it goes. But you then start to get gaps where there's the travel time. So travel time starts to become a big factor, and then it doesn't work. So this is what's quite cool about the game, is that you can then start to build in buffers of resources. So what I'm doing here is building 5 stations. Is it 5? Yeah, 5 stations, maybe less actually, because I realized there I can't do it. So it's 4 stations, but that's cool. So that's 4 stations of trains that will sit at source being loaded by the bots, and then when they're ready, they'll go and sit in the buffer, and I'll show the buffer in just a moment, until they're ready to be unloaded. So in terms of throughput, it's 100%, more or less. It's like 99.9%, because the only difference is the travel time from the buffer to the unload. And my brain hurts. And that's the beauty of this game, is it gives you this wonderful ability to kind of think strange alien thoughts like that. And I totally love this game. I just, to me, it is one of the finest games I've ever played. And I've been playing it for years and years now. It's a bit like RimWorld, but I don't play RimWorld as much now, because I like RimWorld, but I've lost a lot of love for it, I think, just because it's, I don't know, with the global release they did for it, it didn't feel very good. I didn't like it, and I preferred Factorio. So, you know, I will play it again, but I'm at the moment a bit sort of hesitant to do so. So here you go. This is one of the beauties of this game, is look, you don't have to spend ages building. You could just build a blueprint, and then it just builds it from all of the resources in your inventory. So love it. This is by far one of the best games I could recommend right now, just because it's one of those lovely games that will give you a break from things like Eve. Now I did make a mistake here, and you'll probably spot it in just about 2 or 3 minutes when I start to actually launch the trains, because I've just spotted it, and I realized, and I remember when I did this, I wondered why it didn't work, and it's because I missed something. You'll see in just a moment, but anyway. So yeah, things are kind of interesting in this game at the moment, because they're constantly updating it as well. So this is something that really, I guess it can be quite annoying in a way, because it took me a while to get my Factorissimo 2 mod working. That's the one that allows you to build these almost factory buildings that then you can build inside. And I like that mod. I think that's one of the best mods I've ever played in this game, because it just makes everything nice and clear. I know this is very messy. For those of you who play Factorio, I know you're going to look at this and think it's very messy. That is just because I don't have time. I need to get it done, because I was playing this between sort of on a lunch break, let's say. So I was just like, right, let's get it done. And I think, look how fast these extractors are. Now, they're a mod as well. The bucket excavators are ridiculously powerful. That's why I put production mods in them, or rather efficiency mods in them, so that they actually triple, quadruple, whatever, 10 times the amount of resources it gets. So there's so much detail in this game, it would be difficult to try and summarize it. There are some good YouTubers who do this game. Exterminator I quite like. I think it's Exterminator 05. He's quite good. Although it's weird, because he seems to be massively trolled by his community, and I have no idea why. He's a really nice guy, but I think he's one of these people that would say, he would do something like this, which again I guess is, it's like, you know, red rag to a bull. He would say something like, oh, I'm going to build something today, but, you know, only those of you who really are good at the game could do this. And it's like, dude, what's wrong with you? Why would you say that? Because, like, you know, anybody could do this. It's not complex. I mean, it's kind of condescending. Now, he didn't mean it to be condescending. He's not an arrogant piece of shit, I promise you. He is completely not arrogant. But he's one of these people that I think just kind of says the wrong thing from time to time, and he doesn't mean it. What he means is please don't get upset if you try and build this. And he's funny. I love watching it. It's certainly no Dr. Disrespect in terms of his, let's say, his patois. I think he's very funny, and yeah, I don't know. He makes me chuckle with the kind of, I don't know, he means to be nice, but oh my god, he gets trolled. But anyway, he's worth watching if you like this game, and you want to kind of learn how to start the game. I'm probably not going to do too many tutorials on this game, because I never really liked tutorials. I did them for Dust, and it's kind of, I felt it was a little bit ironic me doing tutorials, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I felt like you guys probably know the games better than I do, so why would I say, oh yeah, do this and do that? It's like, nah, you guys know the game. And again, I would stress, don't be afraid with anything. I mean, this is the thing in Eve I've been enjoying at the moment, is I didn't understand PI, for example, never understood it. And it did seem daunting. So when you start looking at it, you're thinking, God, this feels really alien and strange, and I don't know if I like this. You know, it took time to understand that if you take noble metals out of the ground, you then convert them into, I don't know what you do, but like reactive or precious or whatever. And I didn't realize that actually it was just the same thing. So in this game, you take iron ore out of the ground and you convert it into iron plate. Well, in PI, they deliberately make it difficult so that not everybody does it, so that it doesn't crash the market and it's a worthless thing. It's quite clever. You know, when you think about that, actually, that's quite a clever thing to do. So, you know, I was quite impressed with that. So here we go. This is the mistake. See if you can spot it. It's very subtle. I should have seen it already, but there we go. Look. What a knob. So, yeah, at this point, I'm kind of thinking, oh, my good Lord, what an idiot. Because I forgot to put signals in. So basically, the way the rail network works is it's run entirely on signals. So the simple fact is you need to block the routes from every possible route into a rail network with signals and also out. So think of it almost as like a real railway system, is that you have to sort of give rights of passage. So there we go. That's what I forgot to do. So that just means that there'll be a red light for anything that's occupying, if anything's occupying the rail ahead of it, it'll be a red light. And that's it. Simple as that. And again, good example. The signaling system in this game is confusing at first, but after you get it, I mean, even I mean, look at it. I'm doing it wrong still, but I'm overcooking it. But it's still not difficult, and I totally think that this is any game that challenges you to learn something is a good game in my book. And I just think that there's not enough games out there that really kind of present to you a world, a scenario, and you have to go and learn it. And Minecraft, I think, was the beginning of this. Look at that. I'm still being attacked by flipping bugs. We'll deal with them because look, that's the base there. See that little base there, little red blob there? That's where they're coming from. So we're just going to literally pepper them with artillery. So let's just enjoy the death of many bugs, because you know, Homo sapiens are right, arachnids or whatever they are wrong. And I love this. I think this is by far one of the nicest additions to this game, is the artillery, because look at this. I've just fired. And here in comes the rain. Now these are like the green ones. You see the big green buggers as it does it just as I pause. But there we go. The big green buggers are behemoths. So they're the big nasty ones, and they will do some damage to your base because they tank like crazy. But as you can see, you can't really tank artillery as it flies in. Love it. And look, this little weird patch here. So let's just deal with them. I love the fact that this is part of the game, that I can basically build an entire artillery forward base, and it will just basically destroy anything. And it's cool because the base creep is always happening. So you've got to have this perimeter that pushes the bugs back. I haven't even looked at that. Maybe I'll look at that in the next videos. We'll actually explain the fact that you have to build this perimeter. And look at that. One of the little bugs is obviously using that as a staging point. And the bugger survives. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.